Okay, we're going to go over a few things in this short video to kind of add some pizzazz, some advanced ideas into your blog. And we want to go from where we were last time with our ELA 9 blog and journal blog, our public and private, and start looking at it and make it fancier. Now you may ask yourself, how did I get to this point? How did I get here so quickly? Well, let me kind of take you through that process. And the first thing we want to do is we're going to go back to our ELA 9 blog, and we're going to take a look at something called template. Now, I told you in an earlier video that you can change your template to just about anything. We had a very simple template before, one of the basic ones that were set up, but look at all the options that you have. Now, I can choose a template of some kind. I'm going to choose one that's one of the awesome ones, we'll say. We'll call it, say, this one right here. And that looks kind of nice. Gives you a sense of what it's going to look like, what the blog is, and I'm going to choose that one for right now. And there's the template that's been applied. You can also see, by the way, what it would look like on mobile. So if someone's reading your blog on their phone, you can see what that's about too. What I can also do is customize that template. So I go over here to customize, and I can see right now what it looks like. I've changed the background and everything else. But what I want to do is I can change the background to some other image if I wanted to. Oh, and look at all the choices I get. I can make it a fancy blue like that, or, ooh, that's kind of ugly looking. All kinds of possibilities. So I'll make it fiery for right now because this is a fiery topic. Something like that. I'll say done, but there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of background images, so I'll make those go away. And then I can change the colors of my background and my text. So obviously I got orange and red there. I want something that's complementary. Maybe something like that, or a little bluer maybe. Oh, I like that. That's better. So bluer when the red, that works out better. So I'm changing the type every time I change some of those. I can also adjust the width of my blog. Right now it's pretty concentrated on the page, so I can make the whole blog itself a little fatter, a little wider. I can do the same with that. Now I'm working with the right side margin. I can do the same with. I'm working with a fairly large monitor right now, and I want to remember that some people are reading on laptops and tablets. So if I make it really big, if I make the entire blog like super big, then it's probably going to stretch beyond the screen of a lot of people's monitors. So I'm going to squeeze it back just a little bit. It doesn't have to be too far, but something like that. And there we go. Now the layout is also fun to do. There's lots of changes you can make here. The layout is basically, if I go back over here, what all these little pieces are. What is the about me in the archive and all of that? Where do those go? And there's lots of ways that you can see where this looks. There's some of these up here are like 3 columns. I would recommend staying with a 2-column approach. If you get 3-column like this, it gets much more complicated, harder to read, harder for people to see. I'd go with a very simple 2-column or something like that, and make it very clear and clean that way. I'll stay with that one the way it is. And if I want to go really fancy and change all of the fonts and the colors for every tab and post title and everything like that, I can do that too. But I'm not going to do any of that right now. I like what I have here. I'm going to quickly go over and apply what I've done to the blog. There we go. Go back to Blogger, and now I've got my layout pretty much done. So there's the first thing I wanted to show you. And when I view my blog now, this is what it used to look like because I had a different kind of background here. Now if I refresh it, it looks like this with the blog. Now I do see my ELA 9 blog title is kind of buried in the background. So I want to probably go back and change that title font color a little later to make it pop a little bit, because otherwise it's kind of vanished in here. Now, you may also wonder what some of these things are, like labels in the blog archive. Well, the archive are my posts. I'll talk about posts later and how to format them and everything else. But I've got a couple of posts now, and now I've got something called labels. How did this appear here, and what does it mean? I'll go back first of all to layout. And if I go back to the layout and take a look at it, I have the options of adding gadgets. Now don't get too happy here, but every one of these spots you can put in lots and lots of little pluses. So I'm going to add a gadget, and the gadgets show me many options. I mean hundreds of options. When I put more gadgets, I've got 800 options of gadgets. So I could go really crazy. But this time, all I did was add something called, where is it down here? Labels. The labels show the blogs of the labels of your post. Those are like tags. I could put a logo in. I could put my own profile in. I can make a list of my favorite books. I could even put a little poll for survey for viewers to do stuff, and photos and things of that sort, all in my blog. So just for kicks, let's put a photo in, an image, and I have to find one. So I'll choose one from my file. I happen to have something here from one of our February trips. So I'll take a photo of, here's one of our group pictures, and we'll put that in there. And it takes it a second to figure that out. I'll shrink it into fit. There it all is, and save it. Now, where is that going? I put that sample photo right there. I'm going to move it right to the top just to make it really look cool in that spot there. But I can make these labels and put all kinds of pieces in. And while we're at it, let's just do a random one, which you can see how silly these things are if I go this way. I'm going to add like a daily calendar. One of the things that's nice is to share it so people can do like add your article to Twitter or to Facebook or something like that. But I'm going to put in the daily puppy because the daily puppy is always cute. So there it is. There's my daily puppy, and I'm going to drop him in there. Now the daily puppy is going to appear right in that spot. I'll put him above the labels. There he is. Actually, I'll put him next to the labels. How about that? Okay. So I saved the arrangement. Now I want to see what my blog looks like. I refresh it. And now I've got the little picture. I made it pretty small when I put it in. I can make that larger. And here's my daily puppy. He doesn't quite fit in that spot, so I'll have to change that just a little bit. But this is where you can go and rearrange things and make them work so that they work out better for you. So I move the daily puppy, and now I refresh him, and the daily puppy is now much bigger, and we can see him. So that's how it works.